Now, today we're going to learn about education. Okay, so everybody turn to page 136. Okay, we're going to read these, do the exercises, and then we're going to break from the book and we're going to do our weekly, monthly, and daily goals. We're going to do our positive affirmations, and we're going to go from there. Okay? Learning as we go, the domain of education. I'm going to let somebody read, but I'm going to read what's on the left side. Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. That quote comes from Malcolm X. Okay? Very good quote. Didn't know Malcolm X had it in him. Yes, I did. But each new step becomes a little surer, and each new grasp a little firmer. Sarah Van Breathnock. I think I said that right. All right, if I didn't, too bad. Yes, Bob.
Malcolm X, who was back in 1960s,
Yes.
was similar to that of Martin Luther King.
Okay.
They were similar, not that popular.
Not exact, but I understand the theory. Okay. All right. Who wants to read first?
I'll read.
All right, Melvin.
Okay. Learning as we go. Many of us first experienced psychiatric problems when we were in high school or college, and this experience often disrupted our education. Many of us have been cautioned against returning to finish up our diploma or degree because it might prove too stressful. About 15 years ago, supported education programs were developed and the results have been incredible. Research on these programs show most people with psychiatric disabilities can succeed in educational programs and complete college, often with very good grades.
Unger.
Oh, you want me to read the background of these people?
Uh-huh.
Unger, 1998. Marbury, 2002. Some of us have already completed our education and we want to use our knowledge and skills, or we want to upgrade our knowledge and skills after a period of time.
How many of us was diagnosed before high school? You were diagnosed before high school. How did it affect your education?
I was diagnosed in middle school, so that was like 8th grade.
Wow.
And it was actually a misdiagnosis. So
Okay.
So it really affected a lot of my growing
Okay.
up and my education experience because I focused on it a lot.
All right. I was diagnosed in the military. I didn't go back to school until maybe 5 or 6 years after, and it was a difficult task. At first, I was misdiagnosed as well. I didn't get my bipolar disorder until maybe 2010, I think. And that was well into me going to college, having a marriage. It also affected me personally in my marriage. It affected my education. Pretty much affected my whole life. It's good to know what your diagnosis is if you're diagnosed correctly.
Right.
All right. That's why I challenge you.
Extension 105, extension 105. Thank you.
That's why I challenge you to know what your diagnosis is. I challenge you to know what your triggers are. And I challenge you to know what to do in the situation, if the situation becomes dire and you do become depressed or schizophrenic or any of the other mental illnesses. I challenge you to know what these issues are and how to take care of these issues. So that's one of the reasons why I stay on you about knowing what your diagnosis is. Okay? That's why I need you to know what your triggers are. And we need to have a plan. That's why we do goals in order to help us relieve the mental illness process. Okay? Melvin, you want to go on?
Okay, Some people want to learn to become effective providers of mental health services. Several states have programs that teach consumers to be mental health providers. Kansas has a consumer as provider, CAP, program and has been graduating classes of well-trained mental health workers for some time. Most of us automatically think of a classroom environment when we read or hear the word education. Education is much more than attending class or getting a degree. To be successful in life and in recovery, we must become lifelong learners. Our learning may occur in the classroom, but can also include activities we do every day to learn something new. Learning can involve joining a self-help club, watching an educational television show, reading a library book, finding new information on the internet, or reading the newspaper to find out about educational activities.
Okay.
Open to the public.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. How do you best learn? How do you best learn?
Reading.
Reading. How do you best learn, Justin?
Paying attention?
Paying attention. What about you, Bob?
From mistakes, because you gain experience not to make the same mistake.
I agree with that. I agree with that. What about you?
I'm a very visual, hands-on learner. I like to learn through activities and things like that.
Okay. Well, me, I hate to read. I just hate it. I've gotten into what's called audiobooks.
Ooh, nice.
Audiobooks gives me the freedom to imagine what the author is trying to portray. Audiobooks also soothe me. I'm not stressed out about pronunciation, misspellings, or any of those things because an audiobook comes equipped with all those things. So audiobooks may be a good tool you can use. There are all kinds of tools to use to learn. And in recovery, this is a lifelong process. This isn't a process that only applies when you come to the recovery center. This is a process that we work on at night before we go to bed, in the morning when we wake up, during the day when we have things to do. Recovery is a part of every process that you do. How well you do it depends on how you feel. So if you're feeling not so great, you're not going to do as good of a job as you could do. So we need to know exactly what it is, how we feel, and how much energy and effort we can put into whatever it is we're trying to accomplish. Okay? Classrooms. You don't have to learn in a classroom. Most people do degrees online now. You have articles on the internet. The paper, I just don't see the need of a Sunday paper anymore because all my news come from the internet or on TV. TV has educational programs. I watch PBS. I learn about astrology. I learn about different other things that piques my interest. Nature, wildlife. So education isn't just limited to a classroom. We learn every day. What we choose to do with that knowledge helps us determine how successful we'll be in life. Yes, Bob?
Like the National Geographic Channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's education about wildlife and nature. Also.
Absolutely.
Was a cable channel on my television set.
Yes, I have that same channel, and it's one of my favorite channels to watch. It has some great programs that teaches me about wildlife and other things, astrology, and I think that's a very good station to watch. If in fact you want to learn something other than things you may already know. So I would suggest National Graphic art shows. They have art shows. They have pretty much every area PBS will cover. Bob?
What I was gonna say earlier is, math came a lot easier in my case than what English reading did also.
Oh, okay.
I never was an avid reader, and my reading comprehension and reading interpretation, especially reading comprehension, was never all that good. I
Okay.
never was an avid reader, but I was good at math.
Okay. Okay, I think it was opposite for me. I think I was better at English, because math is just,
Some people, math comes easier
Yeah.
than what it did. In my case, other people, English or reading comes easier to them than math.
absolutely, absolutely. I think math is evil. I think math is just the worst subject, and I see Melvin doing math all the time. I'm just so envious of the fact that he puts so much effort into taking math classes. Me, as long as I have a calculator,
Right.
I'm cool. Okay, Justin.
One thing happened to me, or I guess we're talking about in education, this is a good start. I graduated from the College of Mount St. Joseph,
Okay,
and I got the Dummy Award, they call it. My friends called it the Dummy Award. There was two awards given out in graduation.
okay,
It was the Jane Cunny Armstrong and the valedictorian.
right,
I got the Jane Cunny Armstrong. It was for a person that made it, that shouldn't have made it.
okay.
So they called it the Dummy Award.
Oh, come on, that's,
They're just teasing me, but,
I know.
but it's kind of like that, I don't know what to say about it, because I tried real hard, I was always in the professor's butts,
Mhm.
trying to learn and trying to understand, like, my concentrations were history and science,
right,
and, I couldn't, my highest level of science in high school was life science.
right,
I took physics, I took chemistry, I took all
Right.
that stuff that I shouldn't have made it, but they put me in for an award and I got it. It was pretty neat.
okay, that's
So
good.
did at graduation.
How did your disability affect
Because I
your
was,
learning?
because I was designated with a bipolar schizophrenia.
Right, okay, and it was difficult.
Right.
It was a difficult
Very
task,
difficult.
but you made it.
Yeah, I made it.
Hey, that's the most successful thing. Okay, Bob,
Social studies, math, I was better at than science or
Okay.
English.
all right,
And most of that social studies I know of is Russian history or history of the Soviet Union.
Okay.
History, so.
maybe you can teach us something one day.
No,
All right,
maybe tutor social studies, math, maybe.
okay, maybe, hey, you
Not a
never
school
know.
teacher, but maybe as a school tutor.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a good one.
that's a good thing. All right, Bob, thank you for sharing with us. Okay, Melvin, go ahead and finish.
I like to do it math because I like to do one kind, because I know how to do everything else. I mean, not everything else, but like multiplying and stuff like
So
that.
you like long division?
Long division.
Oh, I've seen you do long division.
8 or 9 figures. But Martha had me doing, get it right, 16, 17, 18 figures. From 5, what do you call that?
Denominator.
Denominators.
Right.
Set outside.
Right.
And that's a 5, and the rest of them is like 16, 17, 18. So I got real good at that, real good at it. So I just stayed right there 9 and 8. That's my best level.
You are very, very good at it. I've seen you in
It
action.
helps me do, like when I get a bill, I already know how to pay it.
That's
Okay.
Give it to it, exactly. Just like I got a bill the other day. It was for $31.60-something, right? I already know how much to pay, just like that. Just $15, just 2 weeks, and that's it.
Okay,
$15.50, and that'll be it.
Right.
2 weeks, I'll take care of that.
okay, all right, very good. All right, you want to keep reading?
Yeah.
All right, let's keep reading.
Involvement in educational activity helps us to grow, to change, to expand our horizon, to extend ourselves in different directions. Educational involvement parallels recovery. Both are ongoing processes and both prepare us for new challenges as we travel our life path.
Okay. All right, anybody else want to read?
I agree.
Okay, read what's in the block first.
The most marvelous mentor in my life was my dad. He always told me that education was one of the things no one could ever take away from me. He was extremely well-read and always interested in current events as well as history. He shared wonderful stories with me. At the present time, I don't feel that I can afford to go to college, but I am following my dad's example. I read and learn everything. I can nearly every day, and it has helped me immensely. Not only do I feel like an interesting person to myself, I feel that I can be an interesting conversationalist when I am with others. This aspect of my being was told has been vital to my recovery, because when I was very ill with my psychiatric illness, I didn't have the strength to read or learn at all. I believe that my journey of self-education will help me when I do return to college in the future.
Who plans on going back to college? Anybody plan on going back? I think I'm gonna go back too.
I think when I go back, instead of getting like a degree in something,
Right.
I want to learn a trade.
Learn a trade.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Because I didn't get nothing from my degree. I did get something from my
Right.
degree from Mount St. Joe, but it wasn't, that's the question I was gonna ask you about.
Right.
I went to, the center,
Mm-hmm.
or, what do you call it? I can't remember.
Okay.
I'll talk to you about it.
You went to, and okay, we
Yeah, I
don't
went-
need to know.
I went to, no, it's not that I don't need to know, I can't think of what it was called. It was called the Museum Center.
Okay.
Museum Center.
All right.
And I need somebody to go with me to get a volunteer job there. I went
Okay.
once,
All right.
and I'd like to take you if that's.
All right. Hey, I'll clear my schedule and we'll find a
It's
day.
gonna be about 3 or 4 months, but
Okay.
I went once and they said, I don't know if they're gonna bend the rules, but I don't know if I want to share this, but I'll just get with you later.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So again, I'm thinking about going back. I think I'm at a stable point in my life where my mental illness is contained. Again, we can't cure you from a mental illness. We can give you the tools you need in order to live a successful life with your mental illness. So that's what these courses are for. I think I'm going to go back to learn a little bit more about peer support. I absolutely love my job, as you can tell, and I think I can be better at it with just a little bit more training, maybe a lot more training. But I think I can be effective as a peer support specialist if in fact I go and take my education a little further. So that's my goal. I hope to accomplish it within my 1-year goal. And again, in a little bit, we're going to talk about our goals. We're going to talk about what we've accomplished over the week. We're going to dwell all into that because, that's what I do. All right, Bob, did you have a question?
Well, like I mentioned before, if I did go to college, I'd become a social studies math tutor.
Uh-huh.
And tutors help people who are getting fair and bad grades in school to get better grades.
Absolutely.
See, school teachers fail people and do that.
Okay.
When you do that, you receive back talk from students and complaint from parents and stuff like that.
Okay.
It would be school tutoring of that, social studies math.
Okay. Let me finish this. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. That's a Chinese proverb. And that's a true statement. Once you have education, no one can take that from you. That's something that you'll die with. That's a good way to go. If you're gonna go educated. Yes.
Okay, I got a paraphrase there. Can you say that again? You said when you got education, but you
Mhm.
said something else.
Okay.
But it's a paraphrase of that. It's true too. It's come from the real big book. When I say
Okay.
the real big book, I mean that governs all the United States treasure
Right.
structure.
Okay.
They say when you education, no one can enslave you. I know you heard that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No one can enslave you with education. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Okay. All right, who's want to read next?
Where you
Come
at?
on, Amanda. All right.
There are many reasons to get involved in educational activities. We may want to upgrade our skills to improve our chances of getting an interesting and rewarding job. We may want to explore going back to school and taking classes to finish a degree that has been on hold. We may want to learn something new to enhance our self-confidence. We may want to build a base of knowledge about ourselves and our recovery. We may just be curious about a topic and want to know more about it.
Okay, keep going.
Even though I was moving through my journey, I struggled with flashbacks and memories, many of which interfered with my life. During the rough times, these flashbacks made life hell. It was so difficult in school because my mind was preoccupied with my turmoil. The present was hard to see because my mind was filled with dark, lonely thoughts. I could not concentrate when I was preoccupied with the dark, gloomy scenes from the past. It took a lot of my courage to forge forward through all of this turmoil and to continue. College, postgraduate work, and the CAP program were times for utilizing my strengths of intelligence and being responsible. The challenge was a good one in my life because I was developing many skills. This made me hopeful to stay on the path of a successful and pleasurable life.
Anonymous, Kansas consumer. Okay, that was pretty good.
Hey, can I say something? Right
Yes.
She sounded like the voice that be on the audio.
Oh, I'm telling you, you have a very good reading voice.
And I wanted to clarify something a little further. Like, you know, the statement I just made about education, nobody can enslave you.
Right.
Well, it's another part of that too. It's
Right.
like nobody can enslave you. Okay, enslave you mean like make you do something you don't want to do.
Right.
And for instance, like here, I'm gonna start paying you $6 and you do that area over there. See, with your education, you're like, oh no, I ain't doing all that. No, that's low money. No,
Well, you can.
You always can up the grade.
You can.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. All right. What about you, Bob?
She reads quicker and better than what I do.
All right, me too. Me too. Hey, I'm a horrible reader as well. I'm a great speaker, but a horrible reader.
I like to coast when I read. I just like to coast.
Ah.
I know when I get to them dots, commas, and exclamations, I won't fill them up. So I just take my time.
All right, very good. Experience is a hard teacher because she gives the test first and the lesson afterwards. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
Experience does put you in a position
See where everybody's at.
and then teaches you after you either accomplish or fail the mission. I think, Bob, you made a point about the passing and failing, learning experience. I think you made a suggestion about experience teaches you, making mistakes, absolutely.
Because you gain experience.
You gain experience. That's exactly what this quote is telling you, that experience is a teacher, but it gives you the lesson. It gives you, it gives you the test first and the lesson afterwards, okay? So, with experience, we grow. That's the only way you can grow, is by making, not just by making mistakes, but taking ownership in the mistakes that we make. That's how you grow. Experience is a good teacher. It is a good teacher. But with these dimensions, if you use them successfully, it'll kind of keep you from making those same mistakes that everybody makes in recovery. I think with the right tools, everyone can recover. Everyone can be in recovery, but can you actually recover? Not to be completely wiped away from your mental illness, but to manage it in a way that you can live successfully, finish school, get married, have kids. Chapter 2 in your life, when it's time for you to make a different change. Will you have the nerve, or do you have the gumption or the goal to make a different change in our lives? Change is good. Change is very good. But sometimes we get caught. Sometimes we allow our mental illness to keep us from going forward. With these dimensions help give you a pathway, a direction forward in your life. That's why I ask you to know these dimensions by heart. Of course, we read and we learn as we go, but if you know these eight dimensions, you can apply these dimensions to your life and make that life successful. So I want you to know these 8 dimensions. When I ask what the 8 dimensions of recovery is, you should be able to live in situations, educational, assets, vocational. I don't know them all either. But I don't know them all either, but I'm going to learn them. What's that, Bob?
Spiritual.
Spiritual, health and wellness, intimacy.
This is partially one. Independence.
Independence can be a form of, I'm going to say a form of, that's an interesting question. I would
Living
mainly,
situation.
you have to be independent to have a
Because
good
when I
living
moved out of my
situation.
parents' house into my own apartment.
Right.
And that's independence.
That is very much independence. Okay, you are very independent. Independence can be learned wherever you are. Even if you are staying with family members, even if you are in Summit, even if you are in a position you don't want to be in, you can still learn independence. So independence is a good word for one of the 8 domains. And I would attach that to maybe living situation. Education can be a form of independence as well. Once you're educated, you have all type of independence. Once you have, say, a degree or a trade or something like that, life becomes open for you. So that is a form of independence. So that's a good combination of the two. So we'll take that, Bob. What about you, Justin?
Thank you.
All right, you'll take that too. What about you, Melvin?
On what else?
On independence.
A little bit to do with everything.
A little bit to do with everything, absolutely. You can incorporate independence in pretty much all of the 8 dimensions.
But you got to have that financial support from the start.
Okay? Financial or just regular support?
No, financial.
You gotta have financial
This
support.
world, I mean, this world today, you got to have financial.
Okay?
Got to be first.
With those are assets. And we'll get on the assets next week. We'll talk about assets next week. Okay, Bob?
I have to point something else. When I first moved out of my parents' house, I moved into 508 Elbron.
Right.
So, and that was a group home.
Right?
Then I moved up to West House on Bellevue Avenue up in Quarryville.
Mhm.
And then I moved into my first apartment on Winfield Avenue, Price.
And that was not a safe place, was it?
It was all right when I first moved in. At the beginning of January of 1994, it was good. But
Okay.
when I moved out towards the end of June of 2005,
It would become a bad area.
Then I moved to my own apartment out in Delhi Township, which is a better area.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing this with us. Okay, let's go to the exercise. Let's do a little exercise. We did enough reading today, thank God.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. List your current educational strengths. E.g., I watch educational TV shows about animals. I have a library card. I have 18 hours of credit. Give me one of your educational assets.
Reading.
Reading is a good educational asset. Give us some idea of what you read.
Things that's contemporary.
Okay.
Things that's important.
All right.
Things that develop time.
Books, novels, magazine articles.
Yeah, it's got to be like if I get in say like they got a particular celebrity on that I'm gonna jump right in there if it's very important.
Right.
You know, about this person. I'm gonna read the background, everything.
Okay.
And where your life stands at that time.
So you like informal education, formal education, where you learn things about people and situations and things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Bob, we'll come to you, Justin, in a minute.
Hey, can I
Elmore
say
High
something
School
back in there
diploma.
right
Okay.
quick?
Another high school diploma.
Okay,
Even though I was placed on academic probation the first quarter of my senior year, I passed everything and I graduated.
all right, very good. All right, what was you gonna say, Melvin?
I say things like this. Say like Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the topic right now.
Right, the National Football League, right?
I'll read something about that. And
Okay.
then put it aside, and then when we get around, like his name pop up, I'll just be sitting there listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that ain't the way I understood it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
All right.
I'm like that.
All right.
But I
Well,
don't have to speak up all the time.
all right, you know. What about you, Justin?
My degree from Mount St. Joe.
Okay. What educational strength have you used in the past? I.e., completed 6 hours of in art at Colby Community College. I used to read novels for enjoyment. Again, I'm not a great reader. I just don't do it as much as I should. But again, audiobooks work for me. I took classes at the University of Cincinnati for an accounting degree. I need to go back for. So, in the past, I worked for banks. I worked for a law firm doing accounting. I worked for a lot of areas in accounting at different places. So, if my strength is accounting, that's my strength. I can go pretty much anywhere and do accounting work. Haven't done it in 5-10 years, maybe. But going back to school for it is actually the goal. And we're going to talk about goals in a few minutes. So I'm going to incorporate that going back to college into my goals. Okay? Let me get Bob and then I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Bob.
The job that my father had was like a very honorable job. He had his job as an auditor on the federal government level for the Internal Revenue Service.
Okay.
And his office was on the 8th floor of the federal building in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio, Main Street.
Okay.
So that was a very honorable job that he had.
All right.
He had a long time, up until the time he retired.
Okay. Very
My mom
good.
was a full-time nurse.
Okay.
So she had an honorable job too. She
Okay.
was graduate Good Samaritan School of Nursing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Melvin?
Okay, you know, when I was mentioning something about reading.
Right.
It's about reading and comprehending things.
Right.
And I had to go back to my first step. Because, you know, when I was in correctional, people were just doing things like writing letters and stuff like that. I studied the lexicon, you know, that's the dictionary.
Right.
I studied that for a year and a half.
Okay.
And I started sensing that it was changing me, right?
Mm-hmm.
My way of expression.
All
I
right.
feel like I was above everybody else when I expressed so I came back down. So I
Mhm.
peeped what that was. So I really got good at reading because I kept pursuing reading.
Right.
So I got so good. So I'm exactly 15 years ago, I got this good. Look, my daughter, they're my twins. I think
Right.
I was about 16, 17 years old. So I said, you go over there and check out the Frisch's on Spring Road? I said, yeah. I said, you got an application? He said, well, they want us to put it online. I said, get the application, fill it out, and give it to me, okay? So I took it and I almost look. I
Right.
called, just smile. I'll never forget. I said, hello, who is this, the manager? He said, yes, sir, it is. I said, I'm Mr. Goodwill Soon Company. I said, I want to know if you got my daughter's application still on file, because she said she's due for orientation this week. He said, what's her name? So I gave her name, and he said, well, I still got it on there, and I can squeeze it right on the Thursday. I never forgot.
Right.
I said, okay. So my daughter got a job. One of them got a job over there.
All right.
Spring Road. So I did the same thing, same line.
Mm-hmm.
Boston Market out there on Madison. So I got my other twin in right there, which became the manager of
Right.
Boston Market.
Okay.
So she get tired because every Friday, everybody want to hurry up and do their job and leave out. So she the manager, right? So that make her got to go behind them.
Right.
And when she get locked up, she got to put the alarm on, lock the door. So
Okay.
by that time, she done missed that number 11.
Right.
So that's how good I had got. So after a while, I broke back down. So my kids, they're twins, and her husband got their own business.
Right.
And my other, she's married and everything. She ain't got the kids yet. But I'm just saying that's what I looked at. But I don't go back down there. But I just know that's what reading can do for you.
All right. Absolutely.
But I ain't gonna let myself get put too far out there where I regret it. So I'm
Okay.
left it alone. That's the life that I used to be.
All right.
That's
Very good.
That's what I got good at.
All right. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Okay.
Okay. It's 11:10. We know what time it is?
Go!
Goal time! All right. Last week we talked about goals we can accomplish, and the goals that we were going to accomplish, our one-day goal, and then we're going to go into our weekly goal. It's been a week since I've seen you, and we made goals in order to accomplish those goals. I'm going to ask you what that one-day goal was again, and you're going to tell me if you accomplished that one-day goal.
I'll go first.
You go first, Bob. What was your one-day goal?
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it, Bob. You were supposed to clean the house.
I I did not.
And you were supposed to do laundry for the weekly goal.
Well, I did laundry, but one day later.
Okay.
See, I was supposed to do regular clothes laundry last week, and
Uh-huh.
I didn't do it till Thursday after I got back from here.
What stopped you?
I didn't feel like doing it, I was too tired. And,
You were tired.
and
But we made goals. Goals we have to stick to. Goals we have to do whether or not we feel like doing them or
even though
not.
you don't feel like doing it.
Even though you don't feel like it.
I've been doing one with job clothes laundry, I got that done last night, and
Okay.
on Monday, Tuesday of each week for the regular clothes laundry, that's a much larger load of laundry, and instead of doing it on Wednesday nights like I was at one time, I'm doing it on Thursdays.
Okay. How is that affecting you now? How has that affect the
I don't
goals
think
that
it's
you
having
set?
that bad of an effect, but I'm just procrastinating on it a little, you might say.
So, we're gonna work on procrastination. I want you to incorporate that into one of your goals. I don't know which one.
I think it'd be more important for cleaning in my apartment, I just have not been doing that.
Okay, all right. We're gonna work on that. Again, we want that apartment clean. Not only do we want it clean, we want you to incorporate recovery into your living situation. And that does mean making up your bed, maybe,
I do
washing
make up my
dishes?
bed every day.
okay,
Always clean dishes all
okay. Now, why can't you keep the house clean?
I don't feel like doing it.
Oh, come on, why don't we feel like doing it?
I don't feel, I'm too tired.
Oh, come on now, Bob, you
That's
are
laziness, that's what you're
laziness.
playing, laziness.
All right, we're gonna work on laziness, okay?
Yeah.
All right. What about you,
Have
Justin?
a good conversation with my son.
Okay, was that the 1 day goal or 1 week goal? All right, so you had that conversation.
Yep.
All right, how did that conversation make you feel?
Makes me feel good inside.
All right, when we speak to our children, it does brighten our day.
Oh, it does.
All right,
Even if he doesn't want to talk.
yes.
He's young, he don't like to talk as much.
Okay, well, that's okay. All right, what was your 1 week goal?
Mine?
Yes.
Well, I guess it's now, my 1 week goal is, I got a pass with my sister,
Mhm.
my son,
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get to go out and see my son and play a little football.
All right, so you get to be with him the whole weekend.
No, just for a couple hours.
Just for a couple hours, okay, but that's time
Couple
well
hours is
spent.
better than nothing.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna get Skyline, go to the park.
Okay,
Get Skyline and then, toss a little football.
okay, can I say something about Skyline?
Yeah. Oh,
Gold Star was better.
come on. No
Gold
way.
Star's
Tell-
way better.
You're telling the people, camera, the people that's watching this, that the best food in Cincinnati is terrible?
It's terrible, it's
Not
horrible.
terrible. What's the camera get that?
Okay.
So I'm not getting involved.
Okay, all right, Melvin,
Yeah,
what was your weekly goal?
to get my focus on the games, the playoffs game. I mean,
Okay.
the preseason games.
Okay,
And let me see, and make sure that I send a letter to the coach of the Beatles. I wrote the
you
letter.
did.
Yeah, and I said.
Give us an idea of what you said.
I said I had a chance to look at the preseason games with
Mhm.
Washington. I said I'm very impressed. I said you got a whole lot of quality players.
Okay,
And I say, but you're lacking one thing.
what's that?
More variety plays.
All right.
Describe what variety plays would do. I say variety plays will offset any good team with a good defense.
All right, all right.
And then
Okay, we're not gonna talk football, but I understand what you're
that's the
saying.
letter out yesterday. I think I let you read it, didn't
Okay,
I? I let him read it.
all right.
Football is health and wellness. What
It's
are you
health and
talking
wellness,
about?
absolutely. What do you hope to accomplish with that letter?
Well, then he might write me back, and then I told him when I ended the letter, I say, oh yes, by the way, I'm a chess player.
Okay,
So he might call me and ask me, do you know how to make plays? Yes, I already do.
all
Yes,
right.
I already do.
All right, look at the future, look into the future. Okay, what were you gonna say?
Football is health and wellness.
That's health and wellness. How many of us play football?
I played.
I play. I hate to get hit, but I do play football. If
High
it's
school.
if it's flag football, I'll play.
Yeah.
But if it's tackle football, no. Okay, Bob.
Football is my second most favorite sport, but it's baseball.
Baseball is your favorite.
Baseball's my favorite.
Okay. Now, what was the question I asked?
What was my day goal?
Okay, there you go. Did I get to you? I got to you, right? I got to you.
Yeah, but
What was your weekly goal?
make sure I got everything in order come, I think next week or week before, to have my car fixed.
Mhm.
In front wheel alignment. and
Right.
2 pins put on my driver's side.
Okay.
My door, you got to hold it real even to shut it.
Okay.
I gotta get 2 pins put on that side so it'll close by itself, you know. It
Right.
click right in there, and get a front wheel alignment, so I'll be ready for winter.
Okay, you'll be ready. All right, so that goal was accomplished.
Well, it's set in place.
It's set
I
in
got
place,
everything.
okay.
I know which one to get first done, you know, the pins in the door will be first. and
Okay.
then Front wheel alignment be second,
Okay,
you know, so
all
I'll
right.
be ready on that.
Bob, what was your one, oh, did we get to you? We got to you, didn't we? And Justin, we got to you, right? All right, what was my one-day goal? I told you, the hardest thing for me to do is to get up and get into the shower. My one-day goal is always get in the shower. That's part of my recovery. Besides the fact that I don't come in stinking. That's part of my recovery as well. Because when I'm in my depression, the one thing I don't do is get out of bed. I stay in bed, I can stay in bed 2 or 3 days. And that can be a little much. That can be a little much. So I decided that if nothing else, get out of that bed and get into a shower just to get your day started. Get out of bed, even if I sit on the couch, just get out of that bed. That's my one-day goal, is getting into the shower. All right, my weekly goal, of course, everybody know I was working on my weight. My health and wellness, I should say, one of my 8 dimensions, which is health and wellness. I've lost a total of 38 pounds. So my goal for last week was to lose 3 pounds, and I lost 4. So I did accomplish that goal. Now my goal for next week is not to lose weight, because I think I've gotten to my target weight. Okay, so I'm pretty good as far as target weight is concerned. Now my new weekly goal is to work out at least 3 times a week. At least.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. But at least 3 times a week, because my 6-month goal is to be physically fit again. That's my 6-month goal. I'm going to achieve that goal. I've already made the weight standard. That's been my goal for the last couple of months. And I've made it. So now I have to take on new tasks. When we accomplish one goal, we immediately go to another goal. Don't get complacent or just too happy with the fact that, okay, I lost 30 pounds. Now what? What direction do you go in now? Do you just sit down and gain the weight back? Or do you just live with what you've accomplished? I'm not satisfied with just that. So another goal has to ensue that one goal. And that one goal is getting fit. Okay? So in 6 months, I'm going to be physically fit. In a year, I hope to have muscles. I hope to have big guns, big arms, big chest, big legs. For health and wellness, of course. Just to be healthy. I'm not doing it for any vanity reasons, to be honest with you. I'm not doing it to be vain. Those are just goals that I want to accomplish, and I'm going to fight for them. So those are my goals, my yearly goal, my 6-month goal, my daily goal, and my weekly goal. All works together. Everything kind of comes together when those goals are met. When you filled out your goal sheet for these 10 weeks, what were your goals for this 10 weeks? For the Recovery Center? What was that?
Good attendance.
Good attendance. Very good.
Make new friends.
Make new friends. What else?
Nice greetings.
Okay, greeting people.
Because I'm always
What about
greeting
you?
people.
What's your 10-week goal? Give me a 1-day goal.
A 1-day goal. I want to clean my house.
Okay.
One goal I need. And then I think my 10-week goal for the Recovery Center would be to get to know everybody. Maybe
Absolutely.
friends,
Absolutely.
Into the place. And
Knowing people's names.
yeah.
Just a friendly greeting. Pat on the back. A sticky on the board.
Yeah.
That's part of your dimension as well. That can be health and wellness. That can be recreation and leisure. It can actually be spiritual. You can actually get with somebody and maybe say a quick prayer. I do enjoy when people pray for me. I do enjoy it, and I do listen, and I do take part in it. So spiritualness is a big part of my dimensions. I go to church every Sunday. I praise the Lord. I sing. I do everything that a Christian should do. That's part of my spirituality. And we're going to get on spirituality towards the end of these 10 weeks. But we will talk about spirituality. Yes, Bob?
I would have to compliment you, Ernest. When I first knew you now, and what you are now, it does look like you've lost weight and you became lower in height.
Okay, I'm getting shorter.
Yeah, you're getting shorter.
Oh, I'm getting no shorter.
Because I'm tall, I'm 6 feet 3
Okay.
inches tall. I think at first you were 3 or 4 inches taller than I am. You're about my size now.
I'm taller than you, Bob.
Yeah, you're a little taller.
I'm taller than you, Bob.
You still are.
Come on, Bob.
You have shrinkage.
Okay, we have a camera right here. We can kind of stand up towards each other and measure, but we won't. Okay, now that we've reached our 1 week goal, we don't stop there. We don't just stop there. We make other goals. Okay, next week, before I see you again, give me a weekly goal you hope to accomplish before I see you again. And when I see you again for next week, I'm going to ask you what that goal was.
Gathering good results in the football games.
Okay, so you're going to...
Try to look at all of them that I can this week, and then keep right up here my feedback on them.
Okay, all right. What are you going to do for the next week?
It's more of a 3 to 4 months goal than a 6 months goal.
Okay,
But getting out of Summit, I should be
getting out of Summit, getting your own place.
Yeah.
All right, that's more of a 3 to 4 month goal.
Yeah, it's on my way. I'm ready.
But we're going to make that a 6 month goal because that'll give us time
Alright.
to look around and find something we actually like that we can raise a child in. Something that's safe. That's part of our living situation. We talked about living situation our first week. Having a secure place that you can grow in. That's accommodated to our needs, that meet our needs. We talked about that living situation. Okay? That's good. So in 6 months, you'll have your own place. You'll be out of Summit. You'll have your independence again, like Bob says. You'll have that independence. Then what? Do we just grow and be satisfied with that?
If we find a volunteer job or a job.
Okay. All right. All right. That's good. And how long are you going to give yourself to do that?
I can do that in 6 months.
You can do that in 6 months. Okay. So we have 2 6-month goals. To be moved out and then to be back learning. Okay? So we're going to hold on to those goals, correct? All right. Give me a 1-day goal you can accomplish today.
Again, have a good conversation with my son.
Okay.
Always a 1-day goal.
Always
Just
a
like your
1-day
shower,
goal.
My son.
Your son. That's the bright spot of your day.
You're right.
Absolutely. Give me a 1-day goal, Melvin, that you can do today.
What I can do today, be back home before the plumber get there.
Okay, you got a plumber coming?
Yeah, 'cause I got a little leak in my shower, like it keep dripping.
Okay.
Put a little rubber washer in there.
Okay.
So the maintenance people told me yesterday when I came in that she talked to him. He's supposed to be there either today or sometime this evening. So
Okay.
I'm gonna be there.
Try to be there for that, because you don't like people going into your place without you
That's
being there.
true.
You've
That's
said that many a times.
I would
And
know.
we agree with you.
I told you I would know anyway because everything is set up. Like when I leave, my pool sticks is at the door.
All right.
Open that door, they're gonna fall in. They'll
Okay.
let me know somebody's been here.
All right.
Before you get by the couch, my antenna off the TV, it'll fall, knock on over some of my CDs. So I don't know who's
You
been
know
there.
this, who's been in there. Okay, Bob, give me a 1-day goal. What are you going to do today in your recovery?
For our future goal would be good at college and get a college degree.
Okay.
1-day goal, not only improve on cleaning of apartment, but improve on personal habits. So
Okay.
I keep myself clean.
Right, absolutely. Hey, I have to. Again, The hardest thing for me to do is to get into the shower. That is the hardest thing for me to do. So my one-day goal is to always get into the shower. And I'm not going to change that goal. That goal is going to follow me until I become an old man again, because that's part of my recovery. And I think that's a good recovery project for every day. Okay, yes.
When you achieve small one-day goals and weekly goals, then eventually into the far future goals you achieve also. One thing leads into another.
I say everything meets up once you've accomplished those goals. Everything kind of meets up. And as a result of that, we become different people. Just like Melvin says, when he started reading, he became a different person. And that's what we strive for, to become a different person. I remember I told you, change is a good thing. If we change who we are, we change the outcome of where we're going. So everything works together. Okay, we got 4 minutes. Give me a positive affirmation, Melvin, after you finish your water. Give me a positive affirmation.
I love to strive to be in contentment.
All right, that's a good affirmation. What about you,
I
Justin?
love to eat.
I love to eat too, but that ain't no affirmation. Come on, give me something that's gonna enhance your quality of life.
It's always usually stick with my son.
Okay, all right, we'll stick with that. All right, Bob, what about you? Give me a positive affirmation.
Continue to tell the truth and be honest.
All right, that's great. That's great. That's something a lot of people have trouble with, is telling the truth. So, that's a great affirmation. What about you?
I would say keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
That's one I tell myself every day.
Okay, absolutely. Mine is just to keep being perfect. That's my goal, is to just, I would agree with her, just to keep moving forward. Growth, personal growth. Just things that aid in my recovery. Hold on, Bob, because we're still taping. Just things that aid in my recovery. That's what I strive for. I tell myself that I'm worthy. I tell myself that I'm capable of being loved, and I'm capable of giving love. So my affirmation is love, giving love, receiving love, and just living everyday life. So that's my positive affirmation. And having said that,
That's good.
we are going to end on that note. How did everybody enjoy the class?
Excellent.
All right.